Good. Hello and welcome to our meeting with Maestro Tony Pancella. Hi, Tony. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really excited to talk with you. I mean, of course, we've known each other for many years.
Yes.
Um, we just mentioned how old we are, and and we really yeah, we've known each other for many years. But it's always nice to talk with you and to see you and of course to collaborate with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Um, I want to start by asking you about the beginning. How did you start playing? What was the musical atmosphere in your home when you were growing up?
Well, I came out of a very, very musical family, actually. I was fortunate because my father was a musician and my grandmother was a musician and also my grandfather. And my grandmother was Greek, actually. And, and she took her diploma in piano in 1924. And then my grandfather played violin. My father was a great pianist. And so my childhood was like listening to music all the time, but not really not specific kind of music. I mean, I don't believe in labels, actually, because my father listened to everything from pop music, jazz, symphonic music, opera. And so I was like uh, in this kind of environment. So for me, it was very, very natural. I started in the late 70s. I started as a percussionist. I played, yeah, I played in medieval Renaissance kind of stuff, music. And so I was playing all the percussion, and it was really fun. And also, I sometimes I play drums because that was my first instrument. Basically, because I was scared by my father because I said, "Oh Jesus, wow, wow, he plays so well," and so I was scared. Uh, so so and actually he was not really a great teacher because sometimes he's like, no, you don't have to play like this, you have to do this. So I was like intimidated by this presence of my father. And so I should say that my father was my first and most important influence in music. Uh, and then I started playing piano by myself. I'm self-taught. Uh, so I didn't study regular. I mean, I'm not classically trained. I played because I had my father in the house. So I had this, I was lucky.
I mean, many of us play piano when they're kids and teenagers, but not many of us choose this as a way of living. So when did you realize that this is what I want to do in my life?
Well, that's a good question because my say my first language, like I said, that I'm not classically trained. I love European classical music, but uh, I was really, really, really into jazz music since the very beginning. Uh, and and when I heard a couple of records, I said, "Oh, that I want to do this." And two I had two records that in my childhood. One was Concert by the Sea by Errol Garner.
Yeah.
And the other actually vinyl, because it was like at that time we had the long playing, was Affinity by Oscar Peterson. And then I started. It was much more difficult back at that time because you have the LPs, the vinyl. So and I was in, I said, okay, this is my language, and so I never was really into classical world, classical music. It's not my mother language. My language was Black American music. I'm not Black and I'm not American, but that's how we call it. So, and it happened that after a while, I started playing. I had some great experiences. My very first experience, I said, okay, this is my life, was in 1984 when I had the chance to play with Max Roach. Because he was there and he was doing a clinic, a masterclass. And I was there and he called me. I said, oh, I want you to play with me at the concert, in the concert. And we played a night in Tunisia. I played, and I was like in a dream, because I say, oh, I have Max Roach playing drums. And I said, okay, this is my life. And that will be my life forever. It's very important for me. Yeah.
So,
and then other very important musician collaboration was with Tony Scott, for example.
clarinet player.
The clarinet player. He was very kind to me, and we played a lot together. And yeah, and that was the beginning. After a while, many experiences. I won first prize as a best emerging new talent in Rome in 1989. And then, the rest is like, now I'm here.
So which pianists or musicians in general have influenced you the most in your early years?
My father. No, I'm not joking. It's for real. I mean, he was my influence. But anyway, other than that, I was always attracted by the accompanist, pianist, and even today, I like to play for other people, for other musicians, and let them play better, to provide a magic carpet, so to speak. So my main influences was like Hank Jones, for example, was Red Garland, Tommy Flanagan, Wynton Kelly, and those kind of musician. And because you make other people play better. And one of my teacher and my mentor was Larry Willis, the pianist. You know that because we played together a lot as a duet, piano duet. And he is exactly one of his kind. this kind, I mean, he was a great accompanist. And so I love to hear and to listen to Keith Jarrett, to Chick Corea, to whatever. Yes, but my roots are in the background. I like to play in the background, and that was it. I think that actually today it's a kind of lost art. It's a lost something somewhere, because it's accompanying it's not really uh, easy, because you have to put your ego away and play for other, to really put yourself into the music and create the best environment for other people to play and to express themselves.
Tony, just wondering, when I was younger, I couldn't put my ego aside. I want to be in the center. I think most young people are like this. You know, when you grow old, you understand that sometimes, you know, pulling the strings and being in the background is not so bad, and sometimes even better. But you also wanted to be like the accompanist, to be in the background, also when you were young?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Because also because of my father, because he was the same as me. He knows how to play for other musicians, and so that stayed in my soul
Yeah.
since the very beginning.
You know, I think now is a good time to listen to Embraceable You.
Well, actually, I should tell you the story of this song, because, well, actually, my father passed away 2 years ago, and so, like you can imagine, I had such a strong connection with my father,
Yeah.
and so he passed away, and a few days later, I had to record. I was in the studio recording my last CD, and I just said, okay, let's play "Embraceable You," dedicated to my father. We didn't rehearse. We didn't. I just improvised the song, because that song had a special meaning for my father, because that was the song that put together my mom and my dad. So that was their song, and I said, okay, let's play, let's let's try. I mean, if you listen to the music, there's no actual melody. There's just some little quotes here and there. So I wanted just to improvise on "Embraceable You," and I did it thinking of my dad.
Who's playing with you in that album?
Oh, there's young musicians, and very young musicians. One of them is very special to me, because it's my son, the fourth generation in of musician in my family. My son Pietro played double bass. He plays bass, and is very busy playing bass, because it's a very good bass player.
Okay.
And,
So
and
let's listen to
let's
Embraceable
listen.
You.
Okay, thank you.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It
Yeah.
was from deep of my, very, it was improvised. I said, just play that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Tony, Italy has a very rich tradition of great jazz pianists, starting in the 50s, I think,
True.
with Celani and Andrea and Piranesi, of course. And then, of course, the younger generation, like, of course, Bolani and Guidi, and of course yourself. And, and in my opinion, the Italian tradition has always been connected uh, to American jazz but also has a special lyricism and romanticism, maybe based from classical music, from I don't know, from Chopin or Debussy or whatever. Where where do you position yourself between this Italian jazz tradition and the modern American tradition as a pianist?
Oh, well, like I said before, I'm much more connected with the American tradition, instead of the Italian tradition, because you said right, yes, Italy has a great tradition speaking of piano players, probably because of the opera, maybe
Hmm.
yeah, and but like I said, I think I'm much more connected with the uh, American tradition. I studied with Franco D'Andrea back in the 80s, and also I studied 1 year with Enrico Pieranunzi. They are fantastic piano players, very different from one another, but uh, both were very, very influenced by uh, pianist. But like I said, I'm more connected with the tradition of the Black American culture and music.
You mentioned that you played with Max Roach, with many other Phil Woods, Larry Wills, also in Israel, Helen Merrill, many others.
Yeah.
Don't your leg even shake when you walk on stage with artists of this caliber?
Yes. Yeah, but it's strange. It's very strange. I mean, if you think about, uh, because you're always looking for the magic that that can happen, and usually the magic happens when you play with those greats. I mean, I was fortunate because I lived. I'm 66 years old, so uh, I was lucky because I had the chance to play with the masters. And yes, it's in a way it's scaring. It could be very emotional, but when the magic happens, and the magic usually happens when you play with the greats, you the reason why you play is that for this magic moment happen again and again and again and again, and it happened many times. When I was young in the 80s, I played a lot with Lee Konitz, for example, and and that was a very, very, very special experience, because Lee was very he has a very unique personality. No?
Yeah.
And he gave me one time where I have this anecdote. One time he gave me a very special lesson. Uh, the producer called me and said, "Hey, you have a concert with Lee Konitz, and we have to play with Lee as a duet." I said, "Oh, wow, I have to play duet with Lee Konitz." I was young, very young. And when we were on the stage in the theater, I tried to be piano, bass, and drums because
all together.
Because of how I need to feel the space, you know? And it was strange because he was playing in a very strange way. And when it was my turn to take a solo, he was playing over me. And during the intermission, I went to Lee and said, "Hey, what's happening?" He said, "I'm doing with you the same thing that you are doing with me." He said, "Man, you are a pianist. You are not a drummer or a bass player. Just play one note. If you want, you can play just one note. You can play a counterpoint. You don't have to feel the space." And oh, wow, this is true. And the second set was so relaxing because I said, "Oh, I don't have to play, overplay." And that was another lesson that I learned for being a better accompanist, because you don't have to play too much. Like Larry Willis said to me all the times, playing the piano is like is always 88 to 10. It's 88 to 10, and then you don't you cannot do anything but 88 keys and 10 fingers, and the score is 88 to 10. So well, another nice lesson that Larry taught me, and was one time I asked him, in a phone call, he said, well, yeah, he said, "I might not have Herbie Hancock harmonic genius. I'm not, I don't have Art Tatum's technique. I don't have this, I don't have that, but I am the best Larry Willis in the world." And he said, "Oh, wow, this is deep." Deep, yes, because at the end of the day, you have to find your own best version of yourself, and so, yeah.
So you're the best Tony
No,
Pancella in the
no,
world.
no, not yet. No, I don't feel that. I'm still working hard.
Okay.
Working hard, yes.
Tony, can you tell us at least one of your powerful or unforgettable concert experience of your career?
Well, there was so many. There were so many. For sure, the one with Max Roach was, you know, wow. Also playing with a trumpet player called Charles Tolliver,
Of
Charles
course.
Tolliver, yes. We had fun playing together in the early 90s, and we did a tour together. And well, many. The concert I played with Phil Woods, for example, was one of a kind. And most of all, the what we did with Larry Willis as a duet, for me, is like being at home. I was lucky to play with Larry a lot. And we also recorded together a CD in Washington, D.C. produced by his record company
Right.
as a duet, Alter Ego. Yeah.
And you also played with Larry Willis, two pianists on stage in the Tel Aviv Jazz Festival.
Yes, it was in 2003.
Yeah, before I joined the festival.
Before you joined the festival,
Yeah.
yes.
But I was there, of course,
Yeah.
as an audience.
Yeah.
Speaking of an audience, I heard many musicians refer to the audience as an additional member of the band.
True.
What's your view about this?
Yeah, it's definitely a part of the band. Definitely. Because the energy of the band goes out to the audience and it comes back on the stage. Well, I had this experience. Do you remember during the pandemic when you have to play for, in an empty theater with just for the TV, for example,
Yeah.
and with no audience, and it was completely different. You don't feel it's totally true that the audience, for me, is the extra element of the band, because the energy goes and comes back, and that was well, even if it's not really crowded audience, just for two people, but it's important because we play for ourselves, because we have to this urgency just to express it. But if you don't have nobody listening to you,
Yeah.
No.
You said more than once to me, but not just to me, that Israel is your second home.
That's true.
Could you tell us more about that connection and what it means to you?
For not really a particular reason, but I just the very first time I came to Israel was in 2001, and I had the feeling, what can we describe, like a deja vu, maybe, or something. I felt myself in a family, so to speak, and every time I come to Israel, it's like coming in my second home, and because I've been there so many times, and with great pleasure. Again, for no particular reason, that could be religious or politics or some. No, it's just a human feeling of being in a place that that I like, I love, and I consider my second home, so to speak. I like, yeah. Well, if you heard about, but there are this kind of DNA test.
Okay.
I did it.
You're DNA Jewish.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway.
They say, it says that I came from Middle East, my DNA. So could be. Why not?
Maybe. I think at this point, I would like to show the people here in the meeting a message you sent to us, to all of us in Israel, after October 7th.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Let's share it.
Shalom. This is Tony Pancella from Italy. I just want you to know that my heart is with you right now. And I have in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, all the jazz community there that I know so very well. All the music community in Israel, one of the most exciting in the world. I've been traveling for decades, making music all over the world, and some of my best musical experiences I had in Israel, in your land, which I consider like my second home. And so I have brothers and sisters there and some of my best friends. So, well, to make it short, I'm with you, with my spirit, and I'm praying for the end of this insane violence and this insanity which is taking place there. You know, I'm a jazz musician. Jazz is about understanding, is about blending of different cultures. Jazz is about peace. So I'm praying every day for peace, peace, and stop violence. So, my best feelings for you all, a big hug, I embrace you all from the distance, but I'm there with you, and I'm so looking forward to be there again, to play and to make music in Israel, one of the most beautiful places in the world. And so, there are no words. Just, I hold you in my heart, and peace, and soon, shalom. Well, I didn't remember this.
I must tell you that this message and other messages I received and then distributed were very, very meaningful for me. I will talk only about myself. And this time, this is what we needed, to feel that people are with us in solidarity, are feeling us. And I know it wasn't, not all of the people were willing to send these messages. And so really thank you for that. Like,
Thank you.
meant a lot for me. You started this message by Sasha Argov song, כשאור
Right.
דולק בחלונך, when there's light in your window.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to do, one of the concerts we're going to do on your visit on December 4th is dedicated to Sasha Argov and to old Italian songs. So when was the first time you heard the music of Argov?
Actually, I knew since many years ago, but during the recording of a CD that I did it in Tel Aviv in 2000 and what was that? Years ago with the great guitar player Uri Plaka.
2010.
2010. We recorded together, and he brought this song. I was really amazed by the beauty of it. It was very lyrical and very unique. So I started to listen to Sasha Argov's songs, and that was the first time I got close to the music. Well, you know, there were so many Jewish composers in the history of jazz starting from George Gershwin, for example. It's so many, but Sasha Argov is one of a kind. It is not easy, but it's very deep, and for a musician, it's very challenging to play his music.
Yeah. So of course we're gonna hear your arrangements. How do you arrange like this kind of song, or you're gonna play some old Italian songs? So how do you approach the arrangement for the song? Obviously not jazz.
Well, I'm just playing songs. Just play the song, play the melody, and just because they're so beautiful, they don't need me. They don't need me. They just need to play the melody and play the song as they are. No particular arrangement because I'm a jazz pianist, so I'm an improviser basically. But no particular arrangement. I just want to play the melody and make the melody sing. That's all.
You told me that sometimes when you play, for example, Argov, it reminds you of maybe an American song.
Right. Yes. And the challenge is also just to put together those two things, and just playing maybe a section of a Sasha Argov song and blending together with a particular song that I have in mind, and that might be a standard or an original composition.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this part of your concert and concerts. We're also going to play in the same concert some your own version of Italian songs.
Yeah, all Italian songs.
Which is also a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true because we don't listen to this music anymore. So I had to, but we'll see what we can do with this music.
For sure. I want to let's listen to another one of yours, a trio in the concert with the of Sasha Argovin Italian song. You're going to play it in trio. But this one is quite old, right? I'm in the mood for love.
Yes, it was for a German record company, the YBP Music, back in 1998. Yes,
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Let's listen to it.
Okay.
I'm in the Mood for Love, composed in the mid-30s by Jimmy McHugh.
Right.
He also wrote many other songs like On the Sunny Side of the Street and I Can't Give You Anything But Love. I mean,
yeah.
he's a great composer that people don't know about. I love this song. We're coming almost to the end of our short meeting. We talked about one of your concerts, about Sasha Argov, about the Italian song. The second concert we're going to play will feature the music of Thelonious Monk. And in this you will be joined by the great trumpeter Gregory Rivkin for a quartet. You obviously love Thelonious Monk. I mean, you played so many times and in so many different groups his song. Why is this strong connection you feel probably with this music, with Monk's music?
Well, because it was one of the first influences in my life, and you know, Thelonious Monk had a very special way of writing music. It was many years ahead of his time, and I feel very much related to. Well, it's angular. It's a challenge, and it's a very, how can I say? For me, it means a lot. I mean, Thelonious Monk was one of my very first influence. Well, it may sound strange because I mentioned Oscar Peterson at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it may sound strange, but the reality is that Monk's music, I think I have all his records probably. It was always present in my life, and that's why I'm just trying to play his music as much as I can. And with Gregory Rivkin, we played a lot of Thelonious Monk music, and also I played his music together with a clarinet player in Italy. We did a record together. Maybe you've heard about Bepi, yes. We did a record that called Duke, Monk, and vice versa. Because there is a very strong connection between the music of Duke Ellington and the music of Thelonious Monk. And there are so much in common, probably because they both came out of the same tradition. Maybe, I don't know, but But as you can hear, I love playing ballads, basically. And Thelonious Monk brought some of the very best ballads, like Ask Me Now, Round Midnight, Ruby My Dear, Monk's Mood, and you name it. And at the same level of Duke Ellington's most popular ballads, like A Flower is a Love Something, like Melancholia, like uh, I Got It Bad. I mean, there is a very, I feel that there is a very strong connection between the music of Duke Ellington and the music of Thelonious Monk. And plus, I mean, there's another consideration that I would like to say, that I usually don't like to put labels in the music. Sometimes I put labels in marmalade, jam, or something like that. It's apricot, peach, cherries. Okay, but music, like Duke Ellington said, there is good music and the other one. So for me, it's Oscar Peterson, Errol Garner, Art Tatum, Thelonious Monk. They all belong to the same tradition. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to play with Gregory again, because we recorded together a duet in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, you played for the Israeli Jazz Society for our community in
Yes,
2019, a duet
yeah,
with Gregory,
right.
and then recorded the album. So let's hear
Yeah,
the last song we prepared. I chose Ask Me Now. Is that okay?
okay, sure.
Let's hear that. A duet, Gregory Rifkin and Tony Pancella. Of course, in the next concert in December, we're going to play a quartet with Grisha, with Gregory. Okay, let's hear some music.
Cool.
Great. In your concert with Gregor Rifkin, he doesn't hear us, so I must add that Gregor Rifkin is an amazing trumpeter. I mean, he's very shy but he's one of the best I know, not just in Israel.
Oh, yes.
We're lucky to have him. We're actually also lucky to have as drummer Amir David. Amir David, of course, he played with so many great musicians, not just jazz, from Tony Bennett to Slide Hampton, but also from Andrea Bocelli and many of the Israeli greatest, like Dani Litani, Shalom Chanoch, Alon Learchik, everyone is going to be great, and a young and very talented bass player named Dor Samocha. I don't think you played with him, so
No.
It's going to be great. Tony, we could have continued chatting for hours, like
I know.
you know that. But we're gonna stop here.
Okay.
I promised you to keep it to 1 hour. You have other places to go.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna come visit us finally in early December for a concert, and then some small house concerts that I'm gonna announce them later on. If anyone wants to ask a question, just raise your hand or write the question in the chat. I'm gonna open it up for you. But if not, we always have time to answer more questions when you arrive in Israel and finally be our guest.
Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Tony, thank you so much. Looking forward to hugging you finally.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Good evening, and see you soon, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.